Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl and welcome to my studio. In today's video, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks for making the Elise Camisole crochet motif top. This pattern includes 8 sizes plus charts, and there are easy modifications in the pattern to make it in any weight yarn as well. Let's get started. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make the square motif. In the next video, I'll show you how to make the triangle motif, and then I'll show you how we join them together. The square motif starts with a chain 5. And you want to slip stitch to the 5th chain from your hook to form a ring. Round 1 begins with a chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. And then we're going to work a double crochet in the ring. Double crochet is yarn over your hook, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook. You want to work 16 more double crochets also in the same ring. Slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. And this is what your work should look like at the end of round 1. You should have 16 double crochets. Round 2 begins with a chain 7. The chain 7 counts as a double crochet chain 4, so the first 3 chains count as the double crochet, and then we're going to skip the next double crochet and then double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 4, skip 1 double crochet and double crochet in the next double crochet. And you want to repeat this all the way around. At the end of the last repeat, you want to slip stitch to the 3rd chain of the beginning chain 7 to join. And this is what your work should look like at the end of round 2. You should have 8 chain 4 spaces. Round 3 begins with a slip stitch into the first chain 4 space, chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and 8 more double crochets in that same space. then 3 double crochets in the next chain 4 space. Nine double crochets in the next chain 4 space, and 3 double crochets in the next chain 4 space. Our repeat for this round is 9 double crochets in the next chain 4 space, then 3 double crochets in the next chain 4 space. And you want to repeat this all the way around. At the end of the last repeat, slip stitch to the slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join, and this is what your work should look like at the end of round 3. Round 4 begins with a chain 7 that counts as a double crochet chain 4. Skip the next 3 stitches, so the chain 3 and the next 2 doubles, and then double crochet in the space before the next stitch. Chain 4, skip 3 stitches and double crochet in the space before the next stitch. And you want to repeat this all the way around. At the end of the repeat, you want to slip stitch to the third chain of the beginning chain 7 to join. And this is what your work should look like at the end of round 4, and every even numbered round going forward, making this as big or as large as you need for whatever size of the top you want to make. Every round 4 is going, every even numbered round is going to be a repeat of round 4 going forward. Round 5 is also going to be repeated for every odd numbered round going forward, meaning we're going to put 3 double crochets into each chain 4 space along the sides of our square, and we're going to put 9 double crochets into each chain 4 space at the corners of each square. So what does that, so if you think you're going to have a hard time remembering that, follow the pattern, or you could put a stitch marker at each of the corners to remind you of the placement. So let me show you what that means. In our stitches, we're going to slip stitch into our first chain 4 space. Chain 3 counts as our first double, 2 doubles in the same space, 9 double crochets in the corner chain 4 space, three double crochets into each of the next 3 chain 4 spaces, and 9 double crochets in the next corner chain 4 space. And you want to repeat this all the way around. At the end of the round, you want to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. And this is what your work should look like at the end of round 5. Remember, we're going to be repeating rounds 4 and 5 for our desired size. Whether you're just making a motif, maybe you want to make an afghan with one gigantic motif, but if you're making the top, please refer back to the pattern to see what the measurement is that you need from corner to corner, this diagonal measurement of your square for any of the 8 sizes. Now, this can be made in any weight yarn. All you need to get the size right is to get this measurement to match up for whatever size you're intending to make. So when you think you're close to the right size, you want to block your swatch, let it dry, and that after blocking measurement will be more accurate from corner to corner. And when you reach the size that you need for the size you're making, fasten off and make as many of the motifs of the square as the pattern calls for, joining them together as you go. Depending on which round you end on is going to determine how you're joining them together. If you're joining on a round with the double crochet chain 4, you want to replace the chain 4 with a chain 5 join, which means chain 2, slip stitch to the adjacent motifs, chain 4 space, chain 2. Or if you're joining on this solid double crochet round, you would want to slip stitch to the adjacent motif in between each section of 3 stitches. And I'll show you how to do that when I finish making the triangular motif to match the same size as the square in the next video, and I'll show you how that's done after we make the triangle. Keep in mind, you want to make sure whatever round you end on in the square, you want to make sure you do that consistently for all of your squares. And then when it comes to making the triangle, you'll want to end on the same number of rows for the triangle as you do rounds for the square. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me comments below if you have any questions at all. The link to download the pattern is in the video description. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you in the next video.